What's up, homies? We're chilling under a ramp in Southern California. This is Ben's backyard. We're under the Euro deck here. I've been living here for about 6 months, and we're about to fly overseas to Simple Session in Europe, in Estonia. So a lot of times I get questions on how do you ship your bike, or how do you take your bike on a plane or whatever. Well, it's pretty simple. There's a handful of different ways to do it. A lot of guys buy that DK golf bag, which you may have seen. However, recently I've heard of guys, flight attendants, or when you check in, they actually like know it's a bike now, or they know like it's a fake bag, a fake golf bag. But anyways, I've been using hockey bags for the last few years. It's a lot cheaper than the DK bag, and I just go to a local hockey shop, and I've actually just walked my whole bike in there and then fitted my bike right to the right size bag. These bags are like maybe 40 bucks, so they're really not bad, not too expensive. I start by taking both wheels off. All I need for that is an adjustable wrench, and I also take my handlebars off, and right off my stem there, and all I have is a little multi-tool for that as well. So I can take my whole bike apart with these two tools. So when you're traveling, you're always going to want to have light stuff. You got to keep your bag under 50 pounds or it costs more. And so that's really all I need. So then I literally walk this into a hockey shop, hockey giant, whatever you want to do, and I shoved it in a bag and made sure it fit. So then once I knew it fit, from there I take my pads, I use it as padding, my helmet, my knee pads, all that stuff. I pad up the ends of everything so it doesn't poke a hole through the bag. And then from there, throw in your shoes, your riding pants, whatever else you need, and you're good to go. So over the years, the airlines would sometimes charge you like 150 bucks if they knew you were taking a bike on the plane. And like 10 years ago, I had to pay that. Like I got caught probably a couple times. However, when it's in that hockey bag, they usually don't ask. I just show up like I'm a hockey player, and you're good to go. But I haven't heard of anybody being charged in quite a few years, so that may have changed with the airlines. But generally, just don't even tell them it's a bike. Maybe bike parts or just equipment or sweaty pads. I just tell them that, and they're like, "Oh, gross! I don't want to check that." All right, so got the bike all padded up. Basically, take shin guards, wrap them around the bottom, the forks there. I cover the stem there with some ankle wraps, and then the back forks as well. Got my knee brace on there. Getting old, gotta rock that knee brace. So then from here, we're basically gonna fit it into the bike bag. And once we get it in there, we're actually going to use our riding shoes. A lot of guys have separate shoes for hanging out in and separate shoes for riding, so I'm going to pack my riding shoes in there. And I actually use them over right on the pedals. So, and I know with that DK bag, I think you got to take almost your whole bike apart, So it definitely takes a little more time. All right, so now we got our bike packed up in our hockey bag. And I also threw my back wheel under the frame, and then from there, I usually have just some like old bubble wrap and a couple little pieces of cardboard and stuff. So I'll take these and like put it under the axle and just little areas that could poke through things or whatever, and then just kind of wrap any extra stuff, maybe around the sprocket, stuff like that could poke things, or I'll also take my bars and I'll wrap them, just with some thin bubble wrap, just to kind of keep things from getting scratched or whatever. So yeah, from there, get that second wheel in there, get the bars in there, and then the rest of your padding. So it's getting pretty dark under the fort there, under the ramp, so we moved out onto the deck. We got everything packed up. I took any extra bubble wrap and put it over the top so it kind of hit the bike and protects it. So from there, we just start throwing in any extra stuff we have. Gloves, elbow pad. I always travel with a tube or two, and then don't forget your helmet, certified helmet, and tools. Remember, all I have is these 2 tools. I can work on my whole bike with that. I don't have pegs, so I don't need a socket. And these multi-tools are awesome. All the Allens, chain breaker, pretty much everything you need to work on your bike. So traveling, perfect tools. And then clothes, I try and get most of my clothes in here. That way when I have my backpack too, my backpack won't get too heavy. However, if this ever gets lost or shows up late, which actually just happened to Tyler at the kitchen there, his bike came a day or 2 late. So always try and have a couple clothes on hand. We got our free gun underwear that they hooked up. We got Troy Lee pants, that's what I ride in, and got our shirts. We got Twister X15, you know him. We got Nowhere Clothing. We got Midnight Luxury, and of course our factory shirt, TCFF. So special thanks to all them for hooking that stuff up. A few other things I usually travel with. This is like a rolling dolly called iStabilizer. It's like $50 online, and basically you get nice, real smooth rolling shots with that thing. So I usually pack that up, wrap it in my clothes, whatever. GoPro camera, that type of stuff. This one's actually Sony's new camera. They actually just sent me one of these. So it's called a Sony Action Cam, and it's just like the brand new GoPro 3s. Same quality video, same high speed, slow motion. I can control it with my phone, stuff like that. So I've been rocking that thing lately. And then also that lens, that wide angle lens, I always pack that, film with that. And then this guy, called a Morphe. This is a battery backup for basically any type of phone. So I can plug my iPhone in here and get like 2 to 3 extra recharges on my phone. So I definitely bring that. From there, just make sure it all zips up. There we go. And then from there, you're gonna want to weigh it. So, like I said, it's got to be under 50 pounds, otherwise I'll charge you more. If you weigh it there, sometimes they'll make you take stuff out right there. I remember AJ and I were flying overseas somewhere, and you couldn't even pay for extra. I think it was like 40-pound limit or something. But we were throwing crap away. We were putting on like 3 pairs of pants. Like it was nuts. We were just trying to get rid of as much weight as we could. So I actually got one of these now. It's a handheld scale basically. So I can hook my bag right to the scale, lift it up, and we're at about 46 pounds. So I got like 4 extra pounds I can pack in here and make my backpack a little lighter. I usually travel with this. It's not heavy, and I can get exactly 50 pounds every time. So I think it's kind of worth taking along. But other than that, we're good to go. I always try and buy a bike bag with wheels. That way you're not carrying a bag through the airport. I've seen people just hauling that on their back all the time. Not fun. And then also when you have wheels, just try and pack all your weight on the wheel side, and then it's going to be super light traveling with that thing. So we're good to go. AJ and I, Big Daddy, Ben Snowden, they all left a couple hours ago, and myself, Victor Salazar, and Colton Satterfield, we're flying out early tomorrow morning, grabbing a hotel room. Should be there, I think it's like an 8-10 hour flight by the time we get there, like 2 layovers. But yeah, grabbing a hotel and riding a Simple Session 2013. Should be a gnarly time. I'll definitely have a rad video from there, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, safe travels.